Hi, I'm Miss Joanne. So I want to talk about 1.5. So 1.5 is estimate sums and differences. So here we want to estimate. So estimate is a big word. Estimate is that when we see something, we try to guess. But it's a professional educational guess, and while we are guessing, the answer may be so close to what exactly it is. So here's a question. So the continent of South America has many countries. The countries shown in the map have the greatest populations, and how many people live in Brazil and Colombia? So how do we round the number? So first of all, I want to introduce you what is the concept of estimation. So here, estimate, this concept is all about a number is a number close to an exact number. So estimate is a noun sounding the term of the specific number. Estimation is the action that I'm trying to do. Like I estimate this, I estimate that, and that's my estimation. Estimate as a verb is that I am trying to make my educational guess. So how do I estimate how many people live in Brazil and Colombia? Here is my keyword, is that I'm going to use estimation. So estimation is a very important concept in mathematics because it allows us to quickly approximate, measure what's going on in the world. Okay, so again, the continent of South America has many countries, and these countries shown on the map. So how many people live in Brazil and Colombia? So now I have and. And means two added up to one. So two added up for one. So and means addition. So what I want to do is the number of people in Brazil plus addition, the number of people in Colombia. Okay, and again, I'm writing it over to the right side, so I'm moving it to the left. Okay, so here I have the exact number, which is right in this graph. So I have Brazil, I have Colombia. So it wasn't responding to me. Okay, the number of people in Brazil. Oh, so many. 186,112,794. The number of people in Colombia. Add them up. 42,954,279. Wow, such a big number, and it really use up a lot of time. It's too much information. So we want to be more efficient. We want to get a number that can represent the situation. We also want to get a number that's not too complicated. This is way too complicated. So I want to round it. So it's kind of like estimation. So round or estimate. So in this case, I can round the number as like this one. I can round it as 186,102,079. But it doesn't help. The number itself is also still very complicated. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a number that can represent the situation without losing the information, but at the same time too complicated. So I compare all the numbers, like this is very little compared to the big one, very little compared to the big one. So I see the major differences here. So I would round it to 186, maybe round it here, and 6 is over half. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then we go into the 10th, 11, 12. So at this moment, we'll just make it 190 million. In the bottom, we get 42,000. Okay, so here's a question. There's a little small tiny thing inconsistency here because in this number I rounded the first two largest digit, these two, and in the second number I rounded these two, but one is in the 100 million, one is in 10 million. The other I go it down to a million. So I actually want it to be a clear cut. So my clear cut will be here. And since 2 is too small than 5, so I'm just going to add them up. So 0, 0. So then here I need to say it's about 230 million people all together in Brazil and Colombia. COLOMBIA. So here, how do I round it to the nearest 100,000? So 1,000 is here, 100,000 is here, 100,000, 100,000. So when I round it, I want to round it to 100,000. So it becomes 8,040,000. I'm sorry, that's 10,000. 5 and 6, that's 10,000. I want 100,000. So it's okay, like everybody do things like this from time to time. 1,000, right? That's 1,000, that's a period of 1,000. And I want 100,000. So from here, I get 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. So I am doing it with 100,000. Okay, so as I round it into 100,000, round. 8,050,500,000. Because 5 is half of the 10th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, but here 7 is also half, more than half of 10th. So I get 300,000. Then I minus it. So I get 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 2, and 8. This one, I want the nearest to 10,000. So first of all, I get 1,000. And my 10,000, I go from 1,000, 10,000. So this is 10,000. So from here, 5 is over half, so 60,000. And then 7 is more than half. No, I'm sorry, 6 is more than half. We'll need to be careful because this is 10,000. So 6 is also more than half. So this will all of a sudden becomes 10,000 because I'm doing 10,000. So I'm working with this one. And I have a minus, and this is 50,000. Okay, round it to the nearest thousand. So now in this case, now I have the nearest thousand. So this is 1,000, and then my 1,000 comes from here, this digit. So for the first one, it will become, this is the number that determines how I'm going to round it. Okay, so it's less than 5, so it's 55,000. 7 is more than 5, so it's 7,000. I just bump it up. So it's like bump it up or bump it down. When I'm doing rounding, I want to approximate a number. I want it to close to the reality. So 30,000, because this is a 2. So I add them up. So now 0, 0, 0, 2, and then 9. So this is 92,000. Okay, now there's another concept. This concept is what we say compatible numbers, and I understand that 1.5 is a little bit more, so I understand and I know you can do it. Okay, so what is compatible numbers? A compatible number is a number that are easy to commute mentally, like using our mind, like 1 plus 1 equals to 2, right? Everybody knows it. So compatible numbers are numbers that are easy to compute mentally using our mind. Like mentally is easy to compute. Compute is calculating. So now how many more people live in Brazil than live in Argentina? So many more people live in Brazil than Argentina. So now it's Brazil. How many more people live in Brazil? So Brazil has more people than Argentina. So Argentina plus a number x. So how many more people live in Brazil than Argentina? Argentina plus something equals to Brazil. So now to get this, we want to use Brazil, the number of people in Brazil, minus the number of people in Argentina. So number of people in Brazil, 186,102,500. 794. Okay, and then Argentina, 39,537,943. So that's a lot of number, right? So now we want to round it some way, somehow, so it's easier for us to calculate. So then now, for our convenience, we want to round it to 10 million, like this digit. Okay, so to round it to this digit, we are using the number in this digit. So Brazil will become 190 million, and then Argentina will become 40 million. Then I minus them. It's 150 million people more. So the answer, Brazil has 150 million more than Argentina. Ooh, you are almost there. So I understand this section is a little bit more. So now we want to talk about overestimate and underestimate. So overestimate means when an estimate is larger than exact. Exact is what it is. Underestimate is when estimate it's smaller than the exact. So for review, the thing that's open is bigger, okay? The thing that's pointed at with a peak and arrow, it's smaller. So estimate larger than exact number, we call it overestimate. You're looking at, wow, too much. Underestimate means the estimate is smaller than exact number. So overestimate and underestimate. So now here it is, okay? Which one is overestimate? Which one is underestimate? So let's check this out. This number, 462, and I round it down, it's only 400,000. And then I compare both of them. Of course, this one is bigger. It has all these digits, okay? So for this one, this is also getting rounded down. Okay, so the exact is larger. This is exact. This is estimate. So now my exact is larger than estimate. This will lead to overestimate or underestimate. Now my exact is larger than estimate. This is underestimate. When I estimate, I am missing some information, missing some numbers, but that's what I want to do because for my convenience, I don't have so much time, energy, and resources to do things. So this one, 17,705 compared to 18,000, it's smaller. So the bigger number located here. And for this one, the bigger number located after our estimation. So here is exact number smaller than estimate. So this will lead to overestimate. Like I just automatically feel free to add things in. Okay, So now I want to find the range of answers that will be in between. So here, I can underestimate, I can also overestimate. So first scenario, if I want to make it underestimate. So 83,000, I will make it 80,000. 76,000, I will just round it down to 70,000. And then plus it up is 115,000. I can also make it overestimate. Become 90,000. Feel free to add something. Plus 80,000. Then this is 170,000. So my estimate, well, in between. Get me a green. The number I can estimate will be in between 170,000 to 150,000. So I got an upper bound and a lower bound. Again, for question D, first scenario, I want to underestimate. I get 12,000 plus 7,000 because I want to underestimate. So I just feel free, cut it off, right? Then the second one, I want to overestimate. Then I get 13,000 plus 8,000, 21,000. So then therefore, the number estimate will be in between 21,000 and 19,000. So this is underestimate. This is overestimate. Okay,